Here's Dan. That guy said he says he's got a big dick, but he won't show me.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Dan Castle lasagna.
Oh, we're recording.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, that's Mac. We do the podcast, Mac. I think he might have been molested or something, but I don't know.
Well, how did you start doing the podcast with Mac?
I would fill in for when Ike canceled. So then I canceled all the time, and then Mac fired. He had me on, and then we fired Ike on the podcast.
You fired him on the podcast?
That's how Ike found out. We cut a clip. Ike he had to be behind the Patreon wall to find out he was fired.
So wait, what happened to that now? Like,
oh, it was fine. I mean,
okay.
Everyone's still friends and stuff.
Well, that's good.
You know, people. It's just like a lot of, you know, like we're men, so we like do mean stuff to each other to prove it all the time.
It's a very masculine thing to do.
Yeah, you know,
being mean and callous.
Yeah.
Who's that last one?
I have no idea, but he's by himself.
Oh yeah. You're gonna be by yourself too. That's Michi.
Looking at the book that you end up in.
Yeah.
I know him from years ago, but I haven't seen him in ages.
Are you from Chicago?
No, I just been doing stand up here for like 10 years. So I know Michi from like going to open mics and shit.
When did you? So you started comedy?
But I don't know him. I just, you know, it's like how you know comedians, like you don't really know them.
Sure, I
remember Lil Rel. I messaged him, "Hey, will you come do my show at a comic book store?" And he never responded.
I'm sorry.
Now he's so famous. Then he like Get Out came.
Maybe this would be.
I was like,
moment.
oh yeah, that's why he didn't come. The show didn't pay.
So you started.
As Lil Rel to do an unpaid show.
You started doing comedy 10 years ago.
Yeah.
What? Why?
Because I always liked comedy, and I was in a band, and they were like kicked me out.
That's right. You play bass.
Yeah, I play music. Yeah.
I can't wait to have a bass off eventually.
You're way better. I've seen you now at Power Hour.
Yeah.
Well, you're like technically better. I don't like that kind of bass.
Sure.
I'm like from like a hard rock and punk, not even that, but not even punk, but like.
It's a different style.
Yeah, it's a different style. And I just never learned to do that shit that you could do. I just learned to fucking Anderson .Paak song. Is that how you say it?
Anderson .Paak?
Park.
Anderson. Yeah, wait. He's a drummer.
He's a drummer, but he's got a song with a really cool bass part called Come Down. Do you know that one? It's one of his big hits.
Okay, I should check it
But there's one bass part the whole time.
Yeah.
And I spent like, 2 days trying to learn it. And I'm sure you could just do it based on your style.
Yeah.
It's one of those kind of like funk lines. Like
it's definitely a style thing. I don't think people appreciate bass enough.
No.
I don't know why.
But they were when I started going to Power Hour, because then people were like, whoa, now it sounds good. Because for a while there was no bass player.
It's so funny how like when it's gone, it's one of those things where when it's gone, you there's this lack of bigness, I guess, of it. But
yeah, it just sounds empty. It just sounds not right.
Yeah. I still want to.
That's true. I'm trying to learn how to make hip hop beats too. And that's what the guy was saying. He's like, a lot of people forget the lower mid range. Like they just put 808s on and they don't put a bass part in. And then it sounds like not right.
You're making hip hop beats?
I'm starting to work on some. I've done them before, but I'm not good at anything. I just do everything.
I know that feeling. Dude, I'm learning how to draw. Did I tell you about this?
Yeah, I've seen some of your drawings.
It's bad.
It reminded me of when I used to work at an elementary school.
Yeah. If anything, those elementary school kids are better because they have color and shit in there.
They got access to more crayons than you.
That's what it is. No, I just like doing shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know if you feel. I feel like you might have ADHD or some shit. Mm-hmm. But do you just get bored?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have, I think, obsessive compulsive personality disorder. That's my latest.
Okay.
That or I'm gifted.
Right. It's under the same umbrella. What?
Well, things get misdiagnosed or something. I don't know. I like psychology. I've been listening to a lot of psychology podcasts.
Like what?
That's how I'm able to diagnose Matthew Bansquirt with narcissistic personality disorder.
Okay, well let's.
I could tell you about his childhood.
Let's unpack this. Who?
All right, Matthew Bansquirt.
Do I not know this person?
Shit, Matthew Banwert.
Where's my fucking phone? Is what?
Matt Banwert?
Matt Banwert?
From the roast battle. Guy.
I've never what?
I don't want to really talk about that guy.
Oh,
but
okay.
I was just joking and about but yeah, he's got that.
He's got some sort of personality.
Yeah. What do you got? Let's find out.
I don't know, man. I get depressed.
whatever.
Is that not cool enough? Is depression not cool anymore?
Depression's fake.
Okay. I get anxious.
What do you think you get depressed? A lot of people say they get depressed and they just get sad. It's like, hey, dude, your life sucks. You should be sad. Depression is like a chemical imbalance.
I think I say depressed because it happens and
you ain't got a bed frame or what is it? A headboard.
No headboard. No.
Yeah. No. So maybe it's not depression.
Right. Maybe it's a lack of headboard.
Maybe it's a lack of a TV stand.
A few months ago, I got what is this thing? The box spring.
Box spring.
I did not have a box spring before. This place looked real sad. About 6 months ago, I had a twin bed on just a mattress on the floor right over here.
I did that for years.
Yeah.
My first 4 or 5 years in Chicago, I had no windows in my room. I had 3 roommates and my room and I would crack the door so I could get some sunlight and know what time of day it was.
Where were you? Wait, why? Who builds let's okay. Where are you from originally?
Northwest Indiana, Highland, Indiana is next to Hammond, Indiana.
Okay.
Like 20
Indiana.
20 minutes from Gary, but it's like the region, it's like Chicago suburb, like poor dead steel towns. It's not like the rest of Indiana.
And what made you come out here?
I was playing bands and some guys had a room, and it was like $270 a month in Little Village, and
$270.
Yeah, and the place was huge, like they had 3 big rooms that were like the size of your apartment, and then 2 bedrooms and 1 room that wasn't technically a bedroom because it had no windows, and that was my room.
Nice.
Yeah.
And here we are.
And I think I was still paying a third rent. I think the whole place was like $720 or something,
Jeez.
7 something.
Oh man, you were living it.
Yeah, it was awesome.
So you moved here for music.
But there were shootings every day too.
I mean,
on the street.
You gotta take what you can get.
You just go inside, and hope it doesn't go through the wall.
There's no window. You don't have a window, so you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah. So I won't see it coming.
So
it's the anxiety that kills you.
So depression's stupid.
It's not stupid. It's overused. So it's like I just feel like I was talking to somebody the other day. They're like, I'm depressed. My dog died. It's like,
or you're sad because there's a thing.
You're sad. You don't have a chemical overbalance.
I say depression.
Your dog's died. You should be sad. You know?
That's a logical thing the human thing that's happening.
I think there's something like weird about people can't just say they're sad. Like that's somehow, even though that's just like 10,000 years of evolution that's built into human nature. I
say depressed because it happens so illogically.
Yeah.
Like there'll be don't get me wrong, there's times where I just get sad.
Yeah.
But there's times where I get this wave of, I don't know how to describe it. It's like heavy, and I don't want to do anything. I don't want to eat. I usually sleep.
Yeah.
And so that's why I describe it that way. But I haven't been talking to a doctor because health insurance is shitty.
You just assume, right? Like I've diagnosed myself with OCPD, and also I'm a unstoppable mega genius. I've diagnosed myself with that. on a level of Einstein or
so you
I'm kind of like Einstein times 10.
So that's like, are we going Super Saiyan rules where you have to, does your form change every time you go times 10 times 20, so on and so forth?
I guess if I look at my life, yeah.
Did you always have the beard? Were you born with the beard and the hair?
No, when I was I'll show you a funny picture.
Oh please, I'm excited
because I have my old ID. When I was in high school, I was really shy, and I legit didn't like cutting my hair because I didn't like it when people would notice that you cut your hair.
I don't believe you.
That's me when I was 18.
I don't fucking believe you.
And I would shave, but I wouldn't cut my hair because I didn't want people to go, oh, hey, you got a haircut, and then I'd have to have small talk about a haircut.
Sure.
That made me want to kill myself. I mean, this is clearly
I shouldn't put your ID.
You could do it. Well, this is not even.
That's old.
Yeah, what do they do? This is like 10 years old.
Okay. Well,
can you steal my identity from this?
I don't. I mean AI.
I mean that's not my address anymore. I mean, my mom and dad live there.
I'm not a good camera.
Wouldn't it be funny if some people started doxing my parents and harassing them?
Oh, not enough people listen to my podcast for that. But
how many views we got?
Consistently, roughly about 50 to 80.
There you go.
Your guys' podcast seems to do well. I know you've upset
We're doing
people.
okay. We got a Patreon.
Okay.
So we have like 80 patrons.
How? Like, that's crazy. Okay, I can't imagine.
It's only $2 or $4. So, I mean, you just got to give up one beer a month. A lot of my alcoholic friends can't do it.
Oh, So sad.
They tell me they're going to be in the gutter. They're going to be dead in any time.
Yeah.
Most of the people we know. That's why it's okay to make fun of them, because they'll be dead in
when
3 months
when
to
you
a
pass
year.
away, you can't feel about things.
Yeah, they'll forget. You know,
This is logical. This is very logical.
Yeah.
I
Just talking mad shit on our podcast.
I know.
Put up a $4 wall and then nobody could find it.
I was so honored that you guys brought me up.
Yeah, Aaron Chase Bank.
That's me.
Aaron Bank of America.
That's.
By the way, this is the kind of shit we talk that people's heads explode. I called this person Blair Porkchop, and they wanted to cut my throat.
Why do you think?
Because her name sounds like pork chop.
I actually. Okay, so wait.
I don't know her.
Let me back up. Why do you think? Oh,
I like she's like, she thought it was some kind of sexual thing, like I'd ever be attracted to her.
I'm gonna let you dig this grave, dog. Go ahead.
What grave?
Yeah, fair enough. You're never gonna die.
yeah. I mean, whatever. If I die, I die. I'm like the opposite of that Russian guy from Rocky. If I die, I die.
What a reference. Good Lord. You're a fascinating creature.
Thanks, man.
You're welcome. Like, so wait. Okay. I'll ask the question. Why do you think people, and I get upset about whatever it is that you do on your podcast.
Yeah.
Why?
Wait. People get upset about it?
You were saying they did.
Yeah, they're fragile.
Okay.
Well, you know what it is? It's like a what do you call it? It's like a, I don't know what you call it. It's a thing that it decides who's a true comedian or not. If you get upset, you have no sense of humor, dude. We're joking and we're telling really bad, dumb jokes. Like,
I think Aaron Chase is not a very good joke. Aaron Chase Bank is not a very good joke.
Yeah. Imagine getting upset at that.
I think
people get upset at that kind of stuff.
I think the reason I don't get upset is because of how, I don't know. You guys seem like you're trolls.
I think you don't want to be a comedian. When I look at your Instagram,
I'm excited. I'm excited for this.
Because you took pictures of yourself sitting outside drawing and then posted them.
Oh no, that's some random dude who took a picture of me, sent it.
But then you posted them. Like, I feel like you want to look like an artist and be like an art guy. And I think on stage you kind of do that too a little bit. You're kind of like, I'm a thinker.
I guess I'm a silly guy in the right context, but I'm not very artistically speaking. I'm not very funny. Like, I'm not a funny guy in that way. Yeah. I take things.
I know what you mean.
Do you? Hold on 1 second.
Nice.
No, I'm like a very self-serious person. It's something I'm like. Yeah.
I feel like a lot of comedians are serious though too.
Yeah.
A lot.
And do you feel like that's not indicative of like a good comedian?
I just thought it was weird, the pictures of you drawing on your steps. Like, I don't think I ever see comedians push themselves out that way.
I think I'm just me. Like, I think that's one of the things that, as much as you guys troll, and you can continue to troll me as much as you desire. Yeah. I know that'll make
I'm just gonna be myself.
No, but I like. I don't know if I'm. I just like people being who they are, and if you're a troll, you're a troll. If you're and so I'm just me, and I guess I just come off like an artsy fartsy douche, and I accept that.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you said douche.
Yeah. No, I think
I agreed, but you said it.
No, I think most of the time I can come off real pretentious, and I don't mean it. It just is how I am.
Yeah. You sit down on stage?
Yes, of course.
Somebody complained about that to me.
Really? You don't have to tell me.
I don't remember who exactly.
I've had multiple people.
I don't know if I would say it on here, but I would tell you.
Oh, thanks.
I would tell. Well, maybe I would say it on here too, if I could think of who it was.
Up to you. Did I make a mistake by putting you on this podcast?
For 50 views, I don't know.
Right.
I think it'd be all right.
No, I think people will watch this one because you're on it.
Oh yeah.
I think because
people care about me.
I think so.
Why, dude? I'm failing. I've been doing this 10 years. I got nothing. I'm trying to watch this video about Lil Baby because I don't even like Lil Baby a lot. He's an adult, not a baby. What does he think he's a baby for? But I'm watching it because I'm like hip hop or whatever, and there was like a clip of him on SNL. And I knew like 3 of the people like around him, like I had done comedy with them in Chicago at some point, or
really
did whatever. Yeah, I got some famous people phone numbers. You want them? Let's do it. Sarah Sherman's phone number coming right up.
Jesus Christ. But
I'm like, dude, I'm just trying to watch this Lil Baby. I don't even like Lil Baby that much, and now I got to be reminded that I failed. You know, when I see the people who started after me going on to be rich and famous. Jeff Asmus and me worked at an elementary school together for a year.
That's awesome.
Until his background check came through. I mean, can we cut that?
What?
I'm just joking.
It doesn't even seem like you care about fame.
What?
I don't even think you would like being famous. If you
no,
were to be
dude.
famous.
Yeah, I did acid like for my girlfriend's birthday, and I realized I never really picked. I just am jealous of people who are doing well and more respected than me. Like I think I want that. Mm-hmm. I want to be respected and loved, and I want people to think of me for opportunities. But I never when I did acid, I realized I never pictured myself as a club headliner, or I don't watch like a lot of Netflix specials. I hate most of them. Like I hate the super famous comedians. So it's like, why would I even want to be that? I hate the Laugh Factory lineups. Why would I want to be booked at the Laugh Factory alongside a bunch of people I don't like their comedy? Like, not like, everybody, but a lot of them, you know?
You seem like a Doug Stanhope type of guy.
yeah, I'm like that, I guess.
Okay. Okay.
I'm like Doug dig my own grave hope. I'm not standing, I'm digging
killing it.
Whatever, standing 1 foot in the grave hope.
I should write shit down.
I like Doug Stanhope.
But
I can't even get like that. And also, he did all that stuff. He went on TV a bunch, and he hosted the Man Show with Joe Rogan,
which is really crazy. But he doesn't seem to like all of that. So, I mean, he moved to New Mexico.
Yeah.
And he just kind of stays out of it. I don't know if
he does his own thing. Yeah, it seems cool.
If tomorrow you suddenly blew up, if this came out and it was like, oh fuck, Jason Melton's funny. And you got famous, I don't think you would like it. I think you
think I not like it. Well, you know the name of the game is get the chain, fuck the fame.
All right.
I was listening to that Meek Mill on. You'd like this shit, I think. Do you listen to hip hop?
No, I hate
not
hip-hop.
at all.
I'm joking. Yes, I love.
But this particular hip hop is like do you never listen to Knowledge? But it's spelled without vowels. Knowledge.
I have not seen and or heard of the Knowledge. Please elaborate.
He's like a producer, and he did this album where he took a bunch of Meek Mill freestyles and then redid all the beats, so they're kind of like soul beats with Meek Mill freestyles, and it's awesome.
I actually fuck with that a lot.
Yeah, I think you would love it, honestly, based on how you played bass.
That's fair. My bass is buttery and sexy. Okay, hold on. Because I'm scatterbrained. Like we've gone through so many things. So.
Yeah, me too. I got ADHD and OCPD.
And then
I'll admit I had ADHD. I'll admit I got a problem if the pills are good.
So, okay, you said earlier, like, I don't seem like I want to be like a comic or a real comic.
Yeah, I did acid, and I was thinking, like, oh my God, I never pictured myself as headlining the comedy bar.
Right.
I never pictured myself, oh my God, they got me for a weekend at, Funny Bone.
What do you picture yourself
Laughing Hyena.
The Laughing Hyena. Is that a thing? That feels like a real place.
It used to be a place. I don't know if it is anymore.
In Chicago?
No.
Oh, okay. How do you picture yourself?
I always just wanted to do something new, dude. I liked Adult Swim shit when I was a kid, and I was like, wow, this is different than everything else. So I actually remember like the first year I was doing stand-up, I was just like, what's a new way to make people laugh? Mm-hmm. And then I read this like thing about evolution and why people laugh, and I was like, oh, comedy is just one thing. Like, it's the same thing over and over. It's not art. If comedy is art, painting your house is art. Painting your house is doing a painting. You know what I mean?
Are we about to accidentally become deep?
I'll be deep, dude. I taught philosophy for 4 years.
You've taught philosophy?
Yeah, I taught college.
Are you joking?
At Purdue Northwest now.
I don't believe.
Yeah, I taught mostly logic and but ethics and. It's true. You can check out my LinkedIn, bro.
I think, okay, as you said, comedy's boring because it's the same thing.
It's not boring, but it's like, it's more like you don't pay an artist to paint your house. You pay a laborer. We're like that. We're like, you pick us up at the Home Depot parking lot, as comedians to do your shit. Like, it's not, the people who do the, like, really good at it really fast are the people who could just write the hackiest shit.
Right.
Because that's like what everybody wants. Everyone wants a guy who could paint a whole apartment complex off-white for a good deal, We put up a new condo, and we just want to paint every apartment off-white. Primer, just thick primer, dude. And then that's how you get Zach O'Ryan. I don't know. Somebody. Insert the name.
So you're.
Dude, do you know he does a joke about how squirters actually pee?
No, I'm unaware of this.
Oh yeah, he does.
Oh, good. I don't mind squirt.
That is some off-white comedy.
Yeah. What? Why? So
I love Zacho as a dude, by the way. So I feel bad, Zacho. I like you, and I know you hold grudges, so I'm sorry.
I don't think he's gonna watch and or listen to my podcast. But
Zacho the Wacko.
Oh, good.
What? They did that to Michael Jackson. Jacko the Wacko.
Oh boy, you're a challenge. Your renegade comedy style. Your renegade comedy. You know when you know
what I always just give new comedians advice: just be nice and be funny. Stay in your lane. That's how you get to the top.
You don't want to be on the top. You'll never want to be on the top. Your renegade comedy style is
renegade.
Yeah, you're a renegade,
just
man.
Like that Styx song.
I know that's a song, but I've never heard it. Probably.
Wow. Yeah. It might not even be Styx. I think I got it off Kazan. It was mislabeled.
You view it as boring.
What?
Like regular comedy.
Oh, yeah, I guess I will hack. I don't. Sure. I mean, I have a good memory, and when I hear the same jokes over and over again, I get irritated.
So.
And I got OCPD, so I'm super judgmental.
OCPD, EMPD.
Obsessive compulsive personality disorder.
So
it's not like OCD. It's like it's more like perfectionism or something.
Do you view me as hacky in my comedy?
No, not really. I can't really think of your jokes. I don't think you really do hack. I feel like you do more stories.
I don't know.
Or conversational stuff. What you do is kind of weird to me.
I'm so excited because what you do is.
I've only seen you a couple times and not in front of a good crowd ever.
Yeah.
Like we did a show for.
Thank you for.
I have a funny story about that.
Oh Lord.
Wait, for what?
For Nighthawk.
Oh yeah, you've done Nighthawk, yeah. And we did a show, Donovan Strong O'Donnell, where the crowd was like a little bit less.
Sure.
You might not even know it. I think you went first and had to do something else. So
I'm a very introverted person. I'll go and I will leave because I just can't. I'm working on I'm working on being around people. But what were you? So we've
done a few shows together. You did my show before, and I remember liking your comedy when you used to come to Beer Belly when you were new. But I feel like you don't do comedy like that anymore. Like you were more aggressive or something.
Yeah, I was angry.
Yeah,
I was a very angry person.
Your hair was down.
Yeah,
you were like.
Now my hair it's too long to keep. You get it.
I'm doing it right now too. Yeah,
it gets to a point where it's absurd.
It's so annoying. Yeah.
When I first moved to Chicago, I was just a far angrier person. Very aggressive. I was like, and
you were standing up.
I was.
You couldn't sit. You were too angry.
I was angry, and it was specifically with white people.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember.
White people fuck you up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What'd they do?
What didn't they do?
I'll get them back.
You're gonna take down an entire city? I believe in you.
Which city is it?
Riverside.
Where are you from?
Riverside, California.
Oh, I don't know about it. What's that? What's big cities that by?
L.A.
L.A. kind of, yeah.
Yeah, there's really no other way. Have you been to California?
It's only San Francisco.
Okay. Oh, fuck, that's sick.
Yeah, my buddy lives out there.
California
or Oakland. He stayed in Oakland. None of the comedians live in San Francisco because it's too expensive.
It's really expensive out there.
Yeah.
You're either like in a mansion or you're homeless.
Yeah. Every comedian you meet, you're like, "Are you from here?" The Bay Area.
Yeah. California is huge.
Yeah.
It's so big. So trying to say like, "Oh, I'm in the desert," is what you.
Yeah, sure.
But now when I moved here, I was just angrier, and now I'm not as angry.
That's good, dude.
Yeah.
Being angry sucks.
Are you angry? Are you an angry person?
Not these days. I get angry sometimes. Like, guy cut me off on the way here. I was super mad about it.
That's a valid level of anger.
Yeah.
What gets Jason angry? What grinds Jason's gears?
I go off about all sorts of stuff, but I don't ever feel super angry inside unless I'm like, I feel somehow slighted. I remember one time. This girl, I was dating this girl and we broke up, and then we got back together like 8 times. But the first time or second time we did it, another person who was a mutual friend of mine told her that, "Oh, I thought you guys shouldn't get back together," and I hated that person forever.
Why?
I feel like all the time I want people to die, but it doesn't feel like attached to anger. It just feels like I want you out of the world. Like if I wish I had a button to disappear you.
Please keep going. Okay. Let's dig into that. And that's outside of feelings. You just I was just in Pittsburgh
and I was like It was Stephen Hofstadter. He's the guy who did all those videos about comedian destroys heckler.
Oh, yeah.
And it'd be like he gets some lady to say that like they didn't like gay marriage, and he'd be like, "Well,
yeah,
let me dunk on you."
I don't think I've ever seen a regular set of his. I've only seen.
No, you've only seen those. Nobody would ever. I mean, I've never seen it either. I've only seen.
Yeah.
But he's huge because of those videos.
I mean, if
but he like runs a bunch of the comedy scenes, so we were making fun of him a lot.
Yeah.
And I was saying I was gonna kill him because I did a whole thing. I was. Whatever. It's too many things to talk about. I was going from mic to mic. I just got back from Pittsburgh on Sunday, and every open mic and every show, not every show because the crowds don't know him by name, but every open mic I would say I came here to kill Stephen Hofstadter because he put me in one of his destroy heckler videos and it ruined my life and I lost my job and everything, and I was like there to get revenge on him. And all the comedians are like, "Whoa, this is crazy!" Because you shouldn't talk shit about that guy. He's super uptight because he's
the guy.
He's like these people who make fun of their name and they go nuts. He's one of these like sensitive comedian people.
I'm sensitive.
Yeah, but you didn't get mad when we called you Aaron Chase Bank. And I bet if I said on the podcast with a smile that I was going to kill you, you wouldn't believe it.
No.
Yeah. So you're fine.
Is it? So it's taking the idea of taking what you say seriously at all.
Yeah, well, when I don't mean it seriously, you shouldn't take it seriously. What are my intentions? You know, nobody asks for the intentions. They just hear the words and they react off that. Sometimes I'll be like black people and people will be like, "Oh my God, this guy's going to say something racist." But really, I'm going to say something about women that's bad.
Jesus Christ. So,
you know what I mean? People don't listen to what you say. They just listen to the words, the vibe, how you look.
Yeah.
How you look and then what you say, people will make the judgment, snap off that.
And that's something that actually
that's one reason that would be cool to be famous, because people would probably know your point of view before you talk, so you don't have to explain it every time. I realized maybe 9 years in that I had to open with a joke that I'm from Indiana so I could be looser with jokes. Some girl came up to me after the open mic. She said that joke was really offensive, and I said, "Yeah, I have a fucked up sense of humor. Yeah, it was offensive. I'm not going to defend it. It's offensive. What's wrong with being offensive?"
What's wrong with being offensive? That's interesting.
I'm out of breath from talking. That's how fat I am. I'm so fat I can't even make love with my girlfriend and bring myself to climax. I'm not even allowed to evolve at this point. Like, I can't be part of that because I can't come.
How did you meet your girlfriend?
Tired. We met on Unhinged.
Nice. And how did that first date go?
It was great. We took a walk by the beach.
Were you this on that first date?
Pretty much.
And she was like, "Yeah, this is."
Our first few dates didn't go very good. She was kind of mean, and then she had to get over something, and then she just randomly hit me up, and then we ended up getting back together.
Huh.
I was watching this. I thought that this is cool. I'll share this. Not my idea, but I was watching that. You ever watch Slavoj Žižek?
I know that name. Why do I know that name?
He's some philosopher from Russia or something. He's some weird Eastern European philosopher.
Wisecracked or something brought him up at some point. Yeah.
Yeah, he wrote a billion philosophy books. He's like Noam Chomsky type. You know? He's like a Noam Chomsky type.
Okay.
Like just some academic guy who got kind of famous. Jordan Peterson, but on the left.
Okay.
Kind of instead of the right. But he said something about online dating I thought was cool. He said they did this study one time with Cindy Crawford and some other lady, and who was the more beautiful one, and they kind of looked the same. They're just like hot blonde ladies.
Sure.
But Cindy Crawford had a mole, and everyone voted for Cindy Crawford. She won by a landslide, and he thought it was the flaw that made her more attractive. And he said the problem with online dating is you don't present any of your flaws, and that's what you fall in love with your people you fall in love with. You fall in love with their flaws. Isn't that kind of cool?
Weirdly beautiful.
Yeah. Slavoj Žižek. I don't know how to say it. Something like that.
I think one little moment like that is why I find you fascinating.
Mm-hmm. You're not going to get that from Bob Keane. No, you might actually. He's weirdly got a good vocabulary for a bar back.
I have a question.
Yeah. I like Bob Keane. I like all these people I name.
I feel like you do.
I do.
I
And I would there's certain people I don't like who are mean to me.
Sure.
Like, I thought MC Lights, he was mean to me. And we, really go in on him on the podcast. And that's partially because he was just, mean. And so it's like, you're mean to me or I like you, I'll make fun of you. So it's like pretty much I'll make fun of you no matter what.
Or if you don't think about the person and you don't even bring them up. Is that the idea?
Yeah. Yeah, the worst you could do is do nothing. That's a wrestling thing. You either a heel or a face, right? Mm-hmm. The worst thing you could do is get no reaction from the crowd. You want boos or cheers.
And you feel...
And I'm like that with people. Like, I either boo you or I cheer you.
So my question was you guys love to say people's names. You love to drop names. Yeah. I had Bob on my podcast when I first moved here.
Bob.
And I didn't know... I didn't really know anybody, and so when he's dropping names and names of clubs and stuff, I'm like, "Ooh, this is a lot."
Yeah.
What is?
It seems like a lot from the outside, and then you get inside, it's nothing.
Sure, that's fair.
It's like nothing.
I think I was raised...
I go on tour all the time.
Yeah,
I do bar shows for $20 a night in other cities. It's like it's the same thing. It's the nothing. It's all nothing.
So you feel like when it comes to dropping names and doing the beef, air quotes, because I know some people it's beef, it's not. I don't know.
These people will all be dead from alcoholism in 3 months to a year. They're going to drive their cars into the side of a overpass, going home from Shuba's open mic. Was it worth it?
Okay, so I know why I wanted to talk to you and get to know you. I find it I find all of you fascinating.
Yeah.
Why the fuck would you want to talk to me? Because I feel like I'm not the guy you would. I feel like I would be the guy you'd be so fucking irritated with, because I'm super emotional and I have feelings and my inclination isn't.
You got a nose ring?
I have a nose ring. It hurt. That shit hurt. It fucking hurt. Do you have tattoos?
I have one. It says Big Laughs right here.
Nice.
I'm gonna show the camera.
Yeah. Let's see it.
My buddy Roman has Bigger Laughs.
Fuck off, really?
Yeah.
That's wild. Did he get it after you?
He got his first, so I had to get this one to make his make sense.
You really got that shit. Oh my God. And he's flexing.
I got it in Oakland.
What? So okay, that's not that bad though. But in terms of the pain.
No, it was barely any pain.
Do you have no other piercings?
No, nothing.
I feel like you'd get your dick pierced.
Nah, I'm not like that. I'm not very horny.
Okay, fair.
I'm not like a sex pervert.
I
won't be in love. I'm a monogamist. These people are like, oh, they have a 3-way. Dude, you're going to hell.
So, with someone like me, I would have imagined that you wouldn't like, and maybe you don't. Maybe this is a troll thing. I don't know. I have Asperger's. I can't fucking tell. But I would imagine you wouldn't like someone like me.
I don't know you that well.
Oh, that's fair.
So I don't have a judgment. You would message me like, hey, did you see this video about...
that's...
What was it about? Walt Disney or something?
It was the Disney theme, the Disney Channel theme.
I didn't watch it yet. I have it open on a tab.
Dude,
ever since you sent it to me, it's open on a tab.
It's so fucking good. And then you sent me the guy who made the trash...
what's his name? Harold something maybe?
But he made so for some context for all
he was a probably schizophrenic janitor who every night would take home all the little pieces of trash that were shiny to build his big monument to God in a storage container that no one found until he died, basically. He showed one woman once or something. He took her there into the storage container, and it's beautiful.
Yeah.
And it's all made of trash. And it looks like
real art.
Yeah.
It looks like something you should see in a museum.
And it's so religious. It looks like art from an older time period. Yeah. Because it's all crosses and
it had this Catholic thing kind of going.
Yeah. It's got a definite, because Catholics build their churches to God,
Yeah.
So it's huge, big churches with gold and
that. It's funny in talking to you here. That video makes even more sense to me now.
Yeah.
You seem to what you seem to appreciate about him was he had no intention of showing it. He did it because he's crazy and because he did it for him in a lot of ways.
They called those guys outsider artists who are just doing art for art's sake.
Yeah.
And I always felt jealous of them. I wish I could do that.
I mean,
be a pure artist. Not even care what people think of it.
It feels like you're doing that. It doesn't seem like
I'm basically doing it for myself. When I put it online, no one watches it.
But then, okay, so...
I'm like an art incel.
So, it feels like what he's doing is what you're trying to achieve comedically, which is build a bunch of trash that nobody wants to see or will see.
Well, I got a plan is after I have it all online somewhere, I'll do a mass shooting at an open mic. And then all these true crime people will go analyze it. Do you see those views skyrocket, dude? Jesus Doesn't it suck having to read every stupid mass shooter's manifesto? Like, they're not all Ernest Hemingway.
I don't read any. I don't read.
I've never read them. I never read. The one guy I liked was that Dorner guy.
Which one was that?
He was in L.A.
There's so many.
He was the black guy who went to war with the police.
Oh, yeah, he was a cop, and then
I think his name was Christopher Dorner, maybe
something like that.
Yeah, he was a cop, and they were super racist to him, and then he just started killing their families.
He went off.
Yeah, he was also ex-military, so it's like
he's essentially the Punisher.
Yeah,
like that's what the Punisher is.
It was the Punisher, and he was in the military. Then he became a policeman, and like he's like, I did everything right. Why? And then he told on another cop, and they all turned on him.
Right,
because the cop like punched a disabled person or something.
Sounds like a cop. That doesn't sound outside of the realm of their behavior.
I mean, he was totally in the right, but then he's like, I'll just kill their families. Yeah, and that was like, and
then it got a little sticky.
Those are kind of innocent people, I think.
So you. And please, whenever you watch that, no rush, but whenever
also
you watch
the cops killed a bunch of innocent people trying to find him because they were shooting up everybody who had the same truck as him.
Really?
Yes, the story's insane. The cops maybe killed as many people as he did trying to find him.
Okay, so in a topic like that,
isn't it hilarious?
Do you? Okay, when I hear that, I have sincere anger.
Yeah.
I have sincere anger. To me, I mean, in the way you speak about it, I'm laughing because I know that you're being ironic about it. But in my head, there's
oh, yeah. The reality of it is bullshit. I just don't tend to, flex those kind of thoughts and feelings very much. Yeah. I mean, I know, but I probably believe, I'm pretty left in my opinions most of the time. I probably believe everything that everybody at Cole's Bar believes. But they hate me because I don't talk about
it. And you feel so
I got a degree in sociology and philosophy. I studied race and social problems and all that for, as much as I studied everything else.
Do you feel like your issue with people that do that is it feels insincere?
I honestly just think it's boring because it's I don't know who doesn't agree. If you know all this, and especially at Cole's Bar, where everyone agrees. It's the same reason why I hate those Stephen Hostetter videos. He literally finds somebody who has opinion that's
lowest common denominator.
It's like gay marriage shouldn't be legal. Who really thinks that? Even people who hate gay people don't care about marriage like that. Some of them do, but it's such a, it's a stupid little thing. And anybody who's kind of smart, I mean, it's the Bible's fault, and that whatever.
No, go, please.
It's the Bible's fault that anyone thinks that gay people shouldn't be married. So what? I don't know. But nobody ever attacks religion over it. They always attack these grandmas who just
are old people.
They're old people who believed religion their whole life. Yeah. Sorry, my great aunt voted for Donald Trump because she's a nun and he said he was gonna end Roe v. Wade. It's that's her one issue. She thinks all those aborted babies go to hell or something. So she's trying to, you ever notice people who are pro-choice, they always have bad genetics? I'm just joking. See, that's way more fun to say. Because when have you ever heard that?
So, okay.
You gotta go to the right KKK bar to hear those kind of things.
Dude, I accidentally went into a Nazi bar back in San Diego. It wasn't fun.
So they got San Diego?
The leader of the Klan lived in San Diego.
San Diego, that's crazy.
Dude, California's racist as fuck.
Did you know the leader of the Klan he's a big surfer?
Yeah. I was just no,
but I did go to San Diego when I was young with my brother for a vacation.
Yeah.
And it was everyone was so hot, and I kind of had I was a little bit thinner, but I was pretty fat. I felt bad the whole time I was there about my body.
Aww.
Everyone in San Diego was everyone's.
I lived there, man. Everyone's
you're pretty hot. You're probably fine. You were probably even hotter when you were there.
Back in college?
I bet you were hotter when you were there because everyone comes to Chicago and gets fat, dude.
I've gained weight.
Yeah.
What is it the winter? Is it the alcohol? Is it all of it?
I think it's all that,
That's fair. I've gained weight.
The food and the alcohol.
Yeah, I need to work on that shit.
My friend Roman, he lived here for a little bit. He went to San Francisco and came back, and he just said, he came back. He's like, you guys are all noticeably fatter.
It's whatever. Fuck it. I like Chicago more.
Yeah, I like it. I couldn't move anywhere. There's nowhere I like more, really.
Where have you been?
I've been everywhere, like pretty much. I've never been to LA, but I've been to New York, and I've been to. I liked Atlanta a lot. I did shows there. New Orleans, I liked a lot, but the shows kind of stink because people are too drunk.
Yeah.
And there's like a trumpet bleeding through the wall at every show.
There's always a parade.
Yeah.
That's what I hear. In New Orleans, there's always a parade.
Yeah, there's people, what is it called? Busking? There's people but there's like full bands busking every night on every block.
That's dope, and I actually.
It's awesome for, hanging out. But.
Okay, I have another question for you.
Yeah.
We're peeling down the layers of Jason Melton. We're getting to know Jason Melton.
I'm like Shrek, dude.
It's an onion, man. It's an onion.
Big fat guy.
Why? And because I've gotten this before. What is the negative?
Why does Jason Melton talk shit about everybody? I don't know.
What is the negative perception of a comic that sits on the stool? Because I've gotten.
I don't know either. When somebody said that to me, I was like, who cares?
I've had people.
So does Dave Hellum. So does, like other people who don't get talk shit about about Bill Cosby.
That's who I want to emulate.
Maybe who are the big stool sitting comics? It's like Bill Cosby's the main one.
Cosby's the main one. The guy I think of that if I'm to say I want to emulate is Ali Sadiq.
Oh, I know. I like that guy. Yeah. Well, I've only ever seen his. This is not happening. Dude, story is so good.
It's really good.
He's like the best one.
I think if we were talking earlier about my style, what I'm doing, storytelling, whatever. If there was a guy that I'm trying to emulate the most, it's probably it's half Ali Sadiq, half Bill Burr.
Okay, cool.
That's what I'm going for.
Yeah.
But
I like those guys.
Yeah, but I don't know. But I don't know what it is about the stool, because to me it's just I'm just comfortable sitting here. Yeah. It feels personable, and that's what I'm going for. Mm-hmm. But for some reason, it upsets comics. Like I've had people get real fucking mad.
I mean, the cool thing about the stool, and I guess Bill Burr does this in a way too, but those guys like Cosby and Bill Burr.
Yeah.
Is Bill Burr does the thing where he leans on the mic stand.
Oh yeah.
I feel like it's similar to the sitting on a stool. It's like I'm relaxing to like kind of have a conversation with you before I do this big act out. I mean, it draws people in. So then you could do a big act out. It's different. It's attention grabbing.
Yeah.
It makes sense to me.
Yeah.
I'm not that talented with blocking and theater shit to do that kind of shit.
The fact that you said blocking, though. You knew what blocking was.
I've heard of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm on the Meisner method. I keep thinking, do I have an orange?
I don't know what that means.
Do I not have an orange?
What is this reference you speak of, sir? The Meisner? What is it?
There's like, you heard of the one that everyone talks about, the acting method that everyone talks about?
Oh, method?
Method.
Yeah.
There's also one called the Meisner.
What is the Meisner?
I think it's like you try and do stuff while you're thinking about other stuff. So it's like
I'll be a person?
Yeah, well, it helps you get out of your head for acting. So like they'll be like, in this scene, I want you to insult me, but at the same time, I want you to be thinking about how you need to go get some oranges. And then you have to like do sort of both at once. I don't get it. This is somebody explained it to me in 1 minute, and I've been making fun of it for 10 years. This is a bad explanation of it, I'm sure.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years in comedy?
I have no idea. Probably get canceled soon.
That makes me sad.
Did some pretty rough podcasts over the weekend.
Oh, Jesus. Is it not out yet?
Not out.
Behind the Patreon?
Yeah, it's like having a grenade in your pocket.
What did you... Sneak peek, what did you say?
I don't know. Like, I just go in like this. I didn't plan anything, and I talk shit about Zacho, who I like.
Yeah.
And he hold grudges, so he'll probably never talk to me again.
Do you guys know each other?
Yeah.
Oh.
I know everybody, you know?
I forget you because you've been here for so long.
Yeah.
Dude, I've only been here for like 2 years, and I'm just now being like, oh, this is my friend. Oh, here's the person that doesn't seem to like me. And
I kind of don't know anyone new because I actually respected COVID rules. So it seemed like the whole scene turned over, and I don't know all these new people who took over.
From what I gather,
that's made me kind of bitter.
Why?
Because I used to be able to like go to an open mic and get up right away. You know, people just put me, oh, it's Jason. He's been doing comedy forever. He'll probably have a good set and put some life into this open mic. I'll give him an earlier spot. And now I can only go to certain ones and do that. And then,
I mean, do you think part of it's that you talk about people and
no, I started talking about people after that.
Wait, you started talking about people after that started happening?
On the podcast.
Oh.
I've always talked a lot of shit, though, in the back of the room. Yeah. And I go on the road a lot, and that's where you talk the most shit in the car.
That's fair.
You know, with other comedians.
I'm, as of recent, getting on the road, so I because there's your hours and hours, and at a certain point, how many times can you talk about philosophies of comedy and movies? Eventually, you get to that point. I get you.
And that's on the forefront of most comedians' minds. We had Blake Burkhart on Bad Comedy Podcast recently, and we kind of had an argument where he said, like, you know, why talk shit about people if they're having good sets? And I go, because it's hack. You know, like, I don't like hack. And then he's like, well, you shouldn't talk to people. And then we got done, and then somebody showed up to do another podcast and just started just shit talking all these comedians. They kind of made it sound like, oh, you know, we shouldn't do this. We should be good. But it's like, no, that's the front part of every comedian's brain is all the other comedians and their little issues. Who do you hate? Let one go. It'll feel good. I know you are looking at a name right now.
Oh no! Immediately, at least 2 or 3 people.
How far away was that from the front of your brain?
Not far at all.
Not far.
But I think
Matt Bansquirt.
Say what?
Matt Bansquirt.
Who is that? Who is that? Who the fuck is that? Do I not know who is this?
I guess you don't know Matt. You don't know Matt Bansquirt.
Fuck you. Are you fucking with me? Is this a real person?
Is it Matt Banwart?
Can we hold on? No.
I'm making fun of his name. He's a nice guy.
Okay, whatever. I don't know who this is, but fine. I
don't even hate him. I like that guy.
Whoever he is, I'm sure he's a good person. Okay, with the talking shit and stuff. Who
is yours?
I approach it different than you. No, for real. Like, listen. That doesn't
answer my question.
Like, when it sounds like when you were talking with Blake, he was saying you shouldn't do what you're doing.
He was like, I'm annoyed by how people do this. Also, it's not just me, it's everybody.
Sure.
I just do it on a podcast.
I think you should.
Because I'm braver than them. I was talking to Sahar. She's one of the boogers of the comedy bar. She's like, we want to do a podcast where it's just a shit-talking podcast. She's describing my podcast to me, but no names. I go, oh, yeah, we just do that with names.
And it's people will figure out the names.
Yeah.
They will. But because there's only so many comics, you'll figure it out. But
right.
But my belief is, no, you be who you... Like, if that's what you do, if you talk shit about people, that's what you do. That's what you do. And go for it. That's not my business.
Mm-hmm. People are like, it's going to hurt you, but I feel like I got booked more after I started doing that. And a lot of people will message me like, oh, I'm so happy you said that. Because they all have this. I mean, the shit I pick up on is whatever. A lot of people message me like, dude, I'm so happy you pointed out Aaron Chase Bank.
And his stupid sitting down at the store.
That's most of it. Anyway.
I believe
most of the stuff we say is so innocuous.
It is what it is. But to me, I was just kind of raised differently. Mm-hmm. It's like, that's not. You have an issue with somebody, putting it out there like that is not your business, and it's not. You're bringing somebody else into some shit that they weren't expecting, and vice versa. And the level of violence that has occurred in my life, I'm like, let me not even.
Oh, you don't want to get.
I don't
violence toward you.
I mean, it sounds like you've said some wild shit, and so far nothing's happened.
Bob Keane spit on me but I took a secret video of him outside of Lincoln Lodge, but it was whatever.
Okay.
He spit. It was weird. It was a weird situation. And then he ran inside. It was whatever. I like Bob Keane. I always feel like we're almost healed. He's got like that thing where the kids, you know, that kid in your class who like would get in trouble every single day, and then they throw the book at the teacher and they get expelled. Like Bob has that, you know, like where he's like, if anything's going wrong, he can't ever stop. he's always like, if he has a hatred, or if you tell him something to do, he won't do it.
It's his personality. It's who he is. But then I've
it's driven, obstinate defiant disorder or something.
Yeah, I've gone with, I've been in cars with Bob, and I'm like, oh, this is just Bob. There's something about a person just being who they are.
Yeah,
it makes me feel safe.
They're predictable.
It's
because you know them or something.
It's because where I came from, people were super fucking fake. And then as time,
you don't think these comedians are super fake when they're not acting like me? The only one who's not fake.
Fake in a different way, in a truly scary way. Mm-hmm. I know you don't give a fuck about real shit and my emotions, but like where I came from was it. I don't know why I keep pointing this way.
No, I don't know. West? Do I keep looking?
I don't know.
That's west. Yeah.
This is okay. This is technically California. Then.
Yeah.
Where I came from, people, it was all, Aaron, you're a good black person. So it's wait. Oh, Aaron, well, you should.
Was it mostly not black people where you're from?
Mostly white people.
Mostly
white
people. Yeah.
Mostly white people when I was a kid, and then black and Latino people moved from LA. There was like this weird. Purge is not the right word.
It was a black flight.
It was migration.
When black people leave the city,
there was a migration from the city to Riverside a little bit as I got older. But for the most part, I was around white people, and they really got in my head. Everyone was like being nice on the surface. Yeah. And as a kid, when
white people do that to black people a lot.
It's frustrating.
That's a fakeness. That's a specific kind of
really
fakeness.
Frustrating. Yeah. And I've been.
My girl talks about that a lot because she went to my girl's black and went to mostly white schools, and her dad's a teacher, so she got into like sort of better schools, but she wasn't better off. So she had a class difference too, you know.
Oh no.
Like yeah.
We're good.
Yeah. So I've heard tale.
Yeah. So I've been jumped however many times. I've been arrested. I've been attacked. The comedy. I was telling jokes and shit. I was street performing, and then one night
street performing, like doing jokes outside. Mm-hmm. Is that like a thing?
That was just what I was doing because I wasn't getting enough stage time. I was like, I'm gonna make my own fucking stage time.
So you just put up a milk crate and started doing
and then
a soapbox, I think they call it.
Basically. And I would be out there for hours just talking. Yeah. Just talking. And then one night I've been doing
that on Twitch lately.
Just sitting and talking?
I do Twitch, yeah. I have people come in and I have like Google Slides open, and I'll kind of get pictures online of what we're talking about and make a slide about it to sort of like epitaph like what we're talking about. And then I also have a button I can press and it turns into a stand-up scene, so I could do stand-up too.
It's
awesome.
So you.
I'm trying to get so I don't have to do stand-up comedy anymore. I just work from home.
You want to be an at-home comedian?
Yeah.
Man, you really think outside the box, man. No, but I got sucker punched that night.
Yeah. So, on the you're on the box talking shit about something. And
no,
or they're just racist.
I don't know. So what happened was I was done. I was talking to my friend. I'm me.
Oh, you're not even on stage.
I'm not even performing anymore.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting talking, and this guy, I didn't know who he was. Mm-hmm. So he walked behind me, and then he hit me. Yeah. I was unconscious. It was a whole thing. He was trying to kill me, basically.
Yeah. And in the back of the head.
Yeah, back of the head. So I never.
It wasn't like about like a fight. He wanted to hurt you.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I never saw his face. Mm-hmm. So I like. To me, it's like if I'm going to talk about somebody, I want them in the room.
Yeah.
I want to see their it's got to be.
You got some like PTSD.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I have memory issues too. Like I think
it fucked you up. Do you have to go to the hospital and stuff?
Yeah. They called an ambulance, went to the hospital, got a huge bill. They gave me.
They had my brother got beat up with a 2x4 at a party, and
it's crazy.
He has metal plates on his head.
Yeah.
And he's fucking weird. Like from that, not weird, but just like.
The way you view the world is different, and then all of the violence growing up, and all the manipulation, and so for me,
you could probably go to therapy and undo a lot of that.
I have
from what, according to this therapist podcast I listen to, like PTSD stuff is actually very fixable.
Yes, and I'm getting better. That's why when you first saw me, I was so angry.
Yeah,
and now. I mean,
damn, dude, you might want to go back.
I know, man. My comedy suffered, man. It's like that guy.
Anger is cool, People, it's attention grabbing.
It is very attention grabbing. But I think I'm in this place where I'm like, I don't want that attention. I'm good.
Yeah.
If I don't like somebody and I really have an issue, we can suss that out in person, where it is equal ground. To me, if I were to...
Who are you thinking about right now?
Fuck you. Fuck you. I'm thinking about you and Mac. Actually, you know what's funny? I do know the one thing that gets under Mac's skin.
There's more. There's probably other stuff, but what do you say?
He hates being compared to Bob.
Oh, he does actually. He actually legitimately doesn't like Bob. That was actually why me and Bob have beef now, is because Mac hated Bob and Bob hated Mac, and I thought it was funny to try and push them both together. And I was trying to. So when I became a co-host on Bad Comedy, I kept trying to get Bob on.
Yeah. And
Mac would say no. Yeah. And then Mac was out of town. I was like, I'm gonna have Bob on while you're gone. And Mac's like, yeah, that would be funny. But Bob's like, absolutely not. I would never do Bad Comedy. So I went outside of Lincoln Lodge and I secretly filmed them. I just held my phone like up here. Like it was like pretty obvious what I was doing, but I was like, why won't you come on Bad Comedy? You know, and I'm just asking him. He's like, I would never, blah, blah, blah. And then we just took that video and put it out as the episode. And he went nuts, dude. He messaged me all night, the most hateful stuff he could think of. And he started talking shit about me on Facebook. I actually named my album after insult. He said, I did my album at the American Legion. Guess why I did that?
I saw that video.
Why would I do that?
Why would you do that?
It's because I think it's funny.
I had a feeling.
Right?
Yeah. That's what you, I'm getting to know you. I'm getting
Yeah.
I understand a little more about how you think. Yeah.
I think that went over Bob's head, which is crazy because his head is huge. And
but this
and because he wrote on Facebook, wow, I heard Jason's doing his album at by the way, he's posted on Facebook just like me. He's the same as Mac and me. He's one of us, you know? He's posted about me on his Facebook publicly. I hear Jason's doing his album at American Legion. Good thing it's not a vanity project because that doesn't look good. It's like, that's the point. So I called it Vanity Project.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that's the title.
Check
it out on YouTube. Now booking dates for this summer.
I support your guys' whatever the fuck relationship y'all have, but I don't want to be involved in shit like that. is how I look at it. It's y'all can talk all you, man. I'll let y'all sit here and talk all you want, and it's if you guys are all comfortable with that dynamic, cool. But for me, I'm like I don't want. I'm good.
When I turn off the podcast though, I don't think about it.
I believe you.
You know what I mean? Like I feel like it's like I show up to be Frasier Crane, and then once we're done filming, I go back to being Kelsey Grammer.
when you used the wrestling thing here,
it's wrestling.
When you said
we're doing pro wrestling,
immediately I was like, oh, okay, that's what's you are.
I'm a nice guy, dude. Everyone calls me nice. Like in person, I just talk shit and I troll. Yeah, I talk shit and I troll, and I don't like people who are bullshit. White people don't have a word for it, but black people call it a real N-word.
Yeah,
the realist N-word. I can't say it.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
I want to be like that, you know, but white.
You want to be Jack Harlow? Let's just
no. Is he real?
No, Mac Miller was real as fuck.
I don't really like Mac Miller.
Oh, I hate you now.
Paul Wall.
Paul Wall actually was dope as fuck. Yeah. Okay, fair enough. You want to be Paul Wall.
That's what I like about Paul is you could tell he's being himself, even though he doesn't seem like he's being himself.
This is why I like the podcast. I can't get to know somebody at an open mic. It's just not the same. And I get anxious. I'm like, all right, let me just leave. But this way, at least I can fucking.
Why is that? Why do you think you leave like that? Is it social settings in your PTSD? Maybe like you're gonna get rocked.
It's
out of nowhere.
It's a mixture of a lot of stuff. I think part of it is too many people drains my energy.
Oh yeah.
It's just
that's an introvert thing, or introverts are like that.
I didn't know I was an introvert till COVID. I thought I was an extrovert.
Did you enjoy COVID?
I never wanted it to stop. I was like, I'm gonna Uber Eats and I'm gonna chill. I don't have to deal with anybody. Everyone's leaving me the fuck alone. Before the quarantine happened, I was scared because I thought I was an extrovert. I thought I was the guy who wanted to go out.
Yeah.
And then when it happened, I was like, oh wait, fuck people.
Yeah.
This is great.
It makes sense, but I think most comedians are actually introverts because like you control the social situation. Mm-hmm. Everyone's quiet. And they take turns talking, so it's not like chaos.
Yeah.
And you could really organize your thoughts and figure everything out.
Yeah. So I think part of it's being an introvert. Part of it is probably PTSD and like. Actually, that's gotten better.
Yeah,
that's gotten better. I had like a whole fucking Vietnam flashback at
the American Legion.
No, well, that place gives me vibes, but it was near Second City. It was a mic near there, and you know the vibe of that area.
Yeah, that's super white and bougie.
Yeah, and and there was it was one of those drinking holidays.
Weirdly, that's where Trigger Warning used to be too, like right down, like a couple blocks away at the Sedgwick stop.
That sounds insane.
Where is it now? I know it just moved.
It's near Belmont. It's on Belmont, I think. It's near Wiener Circle now.
Okay, I haven't been there in a while.
But no,
I used to go all the time at the original spot. You know, Justin Golak started that mic. Isn't that weird?
Who is that person?
Justin
is that
Golak?
a fucking name you're doing?
No, that's the guy. Okay. The guy I used to run end of the line with. He's like baldish. He's mixed, so he's like Hispanic white guy.
Okay. So another thing about me that whole. I've seen this man.
That guy's like my buddy.
I've seen his face before.
Yeah.
He's
doing Rick Ross there. Like, cool. That's actually my girlfriend's hands in that picture. She hired him as a model.
That's wild.
If you look at the pictures.
Jesus. Jesus. But no, I have a memory thing. So like, I'm not gonna remember names. I'm not gonna remember faces. It's gonna take me a while to get someone's name or face down. Yeah. So
I used to be bad with names until I worked at a school.
And
I was a recess monitor, and basically when you're, what do you call it, like authority to children, you basically have no power if you don't have their name, because you can't tell their parents, so you're screwed.
And saying their name perks them up.
They won't even listen to you unless you say their name. Like they won't even notice you're talking to them. Yeah.
Kids and they're
at recess too, where it's chaos anyway. Mm-hmm. So then I was like, I like learned all the kids' names. That was an old Jeff Asmus joke. We used to work together. That he's like, he got hired to work at a school. He's like, I already know all the names of the kids. You know, it's like a pedophile joke.
I have a question about that because I know you brought him up before. Does that make do you get jealous of that, of his?
Jeff's
success?
Not really, no.
Okay.
Not really, no. I would like to have something like that, but I don't. The thing that always makes me feel better and why I don't really get too jealous of people who are successful is I always tell myself if I had to get what they have, I would have to do everything they do, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to post stand-up reels every day and be hospitable. Like Jeff won't like get close to anybody who's not his close friend because he's like political. Like I'm not political. I'm not political. I'm politically sabotaging. He's like politically careful.
Sure. Well, I've seen him on stage. He goes hard
at the crowd, but like to other comedians and stuff, he's just cordial and quiet. He's probably introverted. He's probably like
me.
Something. He's a huge nerd, you know.
Yeah.
He's always just reading and trying to write jokes. He's just super focused on that. I'm not like that.
Yeah.
So I would never be like that. And also I don't think I'll ever write stuff that's super. I don't like write stuff that's super like everyone likes.
Yeah.
Like Jeff does. Like he's still hitting like a sort of, he's hitting, and it seems like more and more is true. Like I feel like back in the day he was less this, but he's writing jokes that appeal to mass audiences, I feel like.
And that's just not your thing.
No. He did he did this joke about people where abortion gets outlawed is where it should be mandatory or something like that. Some version of this.
Sure.
This is a joke that's been tweeted 9 billion times. It's a hack joke. You know what I mean? That slipping into his act, I'm like, okay, this guy's going for the money now. Like, I couldn't tell it. Like, how has Jeff not heard that joke 8 billion times? I heard multiple people in Chicago doing that joke when there was Roe v. Wade shit going on. It's like, how do you tell the same joke as 3 other people in the same city as you? I mean, maybe he legit never heard anyone say it, but I have a lot. It makes me wonder, like, are you just trying to crush, or do you want to write good comedy? Good new comedy?
I feel like you like the Eric Andre show.
I love that show, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You make more sense to me.
I just want people to be like new and like and like not hacks. Hack to me is just like you're stealing jokes. We just don't know who wrote them, so it's okay.
Sure.
You know, these are jokes that are already written. Anyone could have came up with. You're a joke thief, but we don't know who to blame, so I guess it's okay.
Now we've hit about an hour, and I usually do this about but I want. Okay, this will be fun. To the camera, please.
Okay, yeah.
I'm gonna ask a question. You're welcome to answer how you will.
It's so funny. This is soft white underbelly. You got.
Is it really? This is basically it.
He just talks to somebody and films them like the same setup as you.
I dig. I'm really glad about the potatoes behind you.
They're always homeless or something.
Okay,
basically the same thing.
If everyone that hates you and loves you were looking at you right now, and you could have them all understand something about you, what would it be?
I don't know. I don't know.
That's the end of the episode.
That's it. That's it. My
That's
one shot.
One opportunity. All right.